Hey, cycling community, this is Steve Crucis. Today is a ride day, but not on the road. This is my day to feed the dogs, especially Mrs. Crucis is out doing her workout tonight. So that means I'm on the trainer. Now you may recall from the last video that this is my last week for this training block. Next week is going to be the T block. This is going to have a lot of rest before and a lot of rest after. So today's workout is going to be as it was last week, high intensity and very little stress on the muscles. Yesterday was supposed to be lift day, but I was feeling under the weather and took it easy. As I was feeling better later on in the day, I did some body weight type of leg work, the squats, Belgian squats, and similar. So, time to get started. Holy. Okay. High intensity, stressing the aerobic system, not the muscles, and work on my neuromuscular for that fast turnover. Worked on leg strength on the bike and off the bike, and doing very fast neuromuscular work on the bike, and here and on the road. Okay, this is actually going to help me rest more in races. The more comfortable I am with doing high cadence spinning, the longer I can save my muscles for those crunch times when it's needed. I also talked yesterday, or in the last video, about riding that fine line between aerobic and anaerobic depth. And in the next segment, I'll explain that a little more.
The lady today is again Pauline Daniel, who had a wonderful day in the breakaway, somehow has found the left hand of the goal. David Black, dancing out the balance on the table, but very often the position is occupied to try to do a good job really. He opened up around about the 30.
I lost count. I think it's 5. I'm not sure. So, fine line between aerobic and anaerobic depth. There's been many times in climbs and races, and even though I love to climb, I am not a climber, where I'm on the edge and I'm trying to last to the top. And so usually I start off in the climb by spinning, and at a certain point I start to redline or approach redline, and at that point I'll shift down a gear and go into a bigger ring. And so now I'm using more muscle, putting the stress on the muscles than I am on my aerobic system. And at that point, to be continued. At that point, I've stopped redlining and lasting as long as I can in the bigger gear, but after a while, at that speed I'm going with these other guys, who all, by the way, look like spider monkeys, is starting to wear on my legs, and I'm starting to fatigue. So then, I shift back to my easiest gear. I'm now spinning at my lightest gear that I can to stay with these guys, and I do that and keep it there until I start to redline again. Then it's back to the big gear, to a bigger gear. And so I continue to do this until to be continued. Okay, forget where I left off, but I continue to do that. Okay, I think I got it. I continue to do that small gear, big gear until one, I get over the top with them, or two, I reach my limit and I go off the back. You know, depending on the race, depending on this and that, I've survived over the top, and there's been other times when I haven't. As they say, sometimes you get the bear, and sometimes you don't. So there's no way I can do that without doing the appropriate work in the off season and the early season, you know, leading to those races. Work I'm going to be doing later on in later blocks. Oops, there we go. Okay. Work I do in later blocks, excuse me, is going to build on what I'm doing now. So, examples of what I can do are more than likely, especially in the off season, is maybe not go to such a small gear, my easiest gear, maybe go to next hardest gear and use that as the same RPM as what I'm doing now. So build strength little by little. You don't need to take big jumps in your workout, although you can, if they're timed right and they're built into the schedule right. Mainly everything is about incremental improvements. Improving on what you've done before, building on what you've done before. Here we go again. I really have no idea how many I've done. I think I've done my required, but I'll have to replay the video and see. So when I'm spinning and I'm going as fast as I can, I'm trying to keep good form. You know, which is hard to do when you're going that fast. So I'm not kicking over the top as I did before. I'm really concentrating on pulling back and letting the momentum kind of kick over the top. The more I do this, the more control I'll get. And you'll notice, at least I hope you notice, that I'm not bouncing when I'm doing this. So previous work I've done with this has enabled me to be more comfortable and in good form with the higher intensity spinning. Also, if I start to bounce, I'll start to tighten my core in an effort to, okay, last one. Okay, that's got to be the last one. Where was it? So, previous work I've done with high cadence work makes it easier for me to have good form when I'm going at higher cadence. So I think since I'm not going hypoxic in my brain, I'm going to call into this video. Remember, subscribe to the cycling, the cycling Greek. I get those mixed up. The cycling Greek. Subscribe, like, comment. Until the next time.